10. Becoming too negative or critical. You know someone's slipping into the habit when every conversation starts with a sigh and ends with a complaint. My back hurts. The news is awful. Kids these days. Sound familiar? Over time, negativity becomes like background noise, only it's the kind that makes people quietly back away. Not because they don't care, but because every chat starts to feel like emotional quicksand. People naturally want to be around energy that lifts them, not weighs them down. Constant criticism about the weather, technology, your neighbour's loud dog slowly chips away at how people connect with you. And most of the time, it's not even intentional. It just creeps in. You feel frustrated and you vent. Then vent again. Before long, it's the default setting. The funny part is that even justified complaints get tiring. Being right doesn't always make it feel right to be around. You could be spot on about everything and still drive folks away because no one wants to leave a conversation feeling heavier than when they walked in. 9. Letting go of personal hygiene and appearance. At first it starts small. You skipped a haircut, maybe wear the same old shirt for a few days. Makeup? Hey, what for? You're not trying to impress anyone, right? Then one day you catch a glimpse in the mirror and think, when did I stop caring? That's the thing. When you stop caring for your appearance, it quietly chips away at how you feel about yourself. You might not even notice it right away. The confidence fades. That spark, it starts to dim, and people pick up on it. They respond differently, even if they don't mean to. Fewer compliments, fewer invites, less eye contact. Not because they're rude, it's just energy. When you stop showing up for yourself, others sense it. Now, this isn't about looking like a runway model. It's about the small things that say, hey, I'm still here, I still matter. Brushing your hair, wearing clothes that make you feel good, putting on that perfume you used to love. These aren't just routines, they're reminders that you're still showing up for your own life. 8. Becoming stubborn and resistant to change. There's a certain comfort in routines. Same coffee mug, same TV channel, same opinion on how music was better back in the day. And hey, no shame in having your favourites. The trouble starts when I'm good thanks turns into I don't need to learn that every time something new comes, especially when that something new is how your family stays connected. Maybe it's a group chat where they share everything, photos, jokes, plans. You hear about it a week later and they go, didn't you see the message? Cue the awkward silence. You didn't see it because you never joined. Being set in your ways might feel safe, but it slowly builds a wall between you and the world around you. Saying no to new things doesn't just keep out change, it keeps out connection. The funny thing is, the tech isn't even the scary part. Just that opening line of, I'll try, feels hard. 7. Hoarding and clinging to clutter. Clutter has a sneaky way of piling up. A birthday card from 10 years ago. Magazines you swore you'd read. Plastic containers without lids. Somehow they all find a spot and refuse to leave. It's easy to say, I'll deal with it later, until later turns into years and the junk drawer turns into a junk room. A lot of the time it's not even about the stuff, it's the memories tied to it. That old sweater reminds you of a fun day. Those faded letters remind you of someone special. Letting go feels like losing a piece of something that mattered, and that's completely normal. But when there's too much stuff, it starts to weigh on you, mentally, emotionally, even physically. Clutter clogs up space and makes your home feel heavier. It becomes harder to find what you need, harder to clean, and way harder to relax. You don't have to get rid of everything in one weekend. Start small. one drawer, one shelf, one box. That's it. Ask yourself, do I still use this? Does it still make me feel good? If the answer's no, it might be time to let it go. 6. Losing patience too quickly. Some days it takes just one slow cashier, one loud ringtone, or one wrong word to light the fuse. And before you know it, you're snapping, sighing, or rolling your eyes so hard they almost fall out. It happens. Patience runs thin sometimes, but when it runs too thin, it starts wearing down the people around you too. Short tempers don't just end the moment the words are out. They linger. People remember how it felt to be snapped at, and little by little they start pulling back. They avoid the tough conversations. They stop asking for advice, not because they don't care, but because they don't want to set something off. Stress also shows up in your body. That irritated feeling stays with you. Your shoulders tighten, your mood sinks, and the rest of the day just feels off, all over something small that probably didn't need that big of a reaction. If this video hits home or makes you reflect, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We cover real, honest topics just like this, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. 5. Talking too much, listening too little. Some people just really love to talk. Stories, advice, random facts from 1983. It all comes pouring out like a never-ending radio show. And hey, there's nothing wrong with being chatty. The problem shows up when the conversation starts feeling more like a monologue. People nod, smile, glance at the clock, and quietly drift away. Not because they're rude, but because they don't feel heard. When every conversation turns into, "Let me tell you what I think," it leaves no space for the other person. Over time, they stop calling, sharing, and eventually showing up. Being heard is one of the simplest things people want, and it doesn't take much, just a little pause and curiosity. Try asking, "What's going on with you lately?" Then let the silence sit. No jumping in, no circling it back to your own story. Just listen. And not the kind of listening where you're waiting for your turn to speak. The kind where you're tuned in. What are they saying? What matters to them right now? That kind of attention feels rare these days, which makes it powerful. 4. Being too frugal to enjoy life. There's nothing wrong with being smart about money. Coupons, sales, comparing prices, we love a good deal. But when every decision turns into, "Do I need this?" life can feel like a budget spreadsheet with no room for fun. You save for years. You skip the dessert, pass on the vacation, and wear the same old shoes until the soles wave at people. All because the voice says, "What if I need it later?" And while that voice means well, it can steal moments that don't come back. Money is meant to be used, not just stored. It's there to create memories, not just sit in a bank and collect interest. That dinner out with a friend? Worth it. Have you been thinking about that weekend trip? Also worth it. Experiences stick with you way longer than stuff. You might forget what you bought 5 years ago, but you won't forget the time you laughed so hard your stomach hurt, or the time you tried something new and loved it. 3. Talking down to younger generations. Kids these days, right? Always glued to their screens, headphones on, making videos about who knows what. It's easy to look at all that and think, back in my day we knew how to live. And just like that, the conversation shuts down. Generational comparisons can sneak into conversations without meaning to. It might sound like harmless teasing. We didn't need all this tech. But to younger folks, it can feel like being dismissed, like their world doesn't count because it looks different from yours. The truth is, every generation has its quirks. Yours had some too. Remember those things your parents didn't understand? bell-bottoms, disco, rock music, or even that one haircut you swore looked great. Now it's just the next wave's turn to confuse us a little. 2. Holding on to grudges and regrets. Grudges are heavy. Not in your hands, but in your chest. That old argument. That thing someone said years ago. The moment you wish had gone differently. It sits there, showing up in your thoughts way more than it should. Sometimes it's not even about the other person anymore. They've moved on, maybe even forgotten. Meanwhile, you're carrying it like a bag with no handle, and the longer it stays, the heavier it feels. It sneaks into your mood, your sleep, even your smile. Regret does the same thing. That decision you wish you had made, the apology you never gave, or the time you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up. It plays in your head like a broken record that never quite turns off. Forgiveness isn't about pretending it never happened. It's about letting it stop running the show. When you forgive, you're not saying, "That was okay." You're saying, "I'm done letting this ruin my day." That little shift opens the door for something lighter, something like peace. 1. Pushing people away by refusing help. Some people would rather wrestle a heavy grocery bag up the stairs with one arm and a limp than let someone help. Because, "Hey, I've got it," sounds stronger than "Can you give me a hand?" Independence feels like a badge of honor. You've handled things your whole life. Why stop now? But here's the thing. Refusing help doesn't always come across as strong. Sometimes it feels like a wall. People offer because they care, and when they're turned down repeatedly, they stop asking. It starts to feel like rejection, not because you're being mean, but because you're closing a door without meaning to. And that's how distance creeps in, not through arguments or big drama, but just quiet moments when someone wanted to connect but wasn't allowed to. Accepting help isn't about giving up control, it's about letting people in. That simple, "Sure, thanks," turns a task into a moment of connection. So, which of these habits hit home for you? Have you noticed any of them in yourself or someone close to you? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what resonated with you. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more helpful health insights. And before you go, check out this next video we picked just for you. Good luck and good health.